Welcome back to the TBD podcast. Your hosts, Keenan Streitmatter, Graham Averett, joined by our beautiful golf shirt, purple shirt, Austin Streitmatter, and our Memphis Tiger fan, Alexander Kenneth Burnett, here to do some fun activities today. Typically, we do some fun March Madness activities. Today, we're in particular doing a champions draft in which we are each going to draft 5 teams that we believe can either win a championship or at least make a deep run in the tournament. How this will work is it's a snake draft for the prospect of fairness. I think it's fitting that it's a 4-person draft since there are 3 kind of juggernauts that everybody's been talking about all year. So at least with the 4th pick, you get back-to-back picks, which helps a lot. But for the sake of fairness, I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to jump into a random simulator to figure out who goes first and whatnot. Real quick, the point system. You get 1 point for a win in the tourney, 2 points for Sweet 16, 4 points for Elite 8, 8 points. I'm running out of fingers. 8 points for Final Four, and then 16 points for National Champion. Austin, could you run down the whole seed? We also have a fun factor based on the seeds of teams as well. I feel like you can explain it a little better than me. So will you explain that variable as well?
Yeah, so essentially we're playing with a seed multiplier. So every round will score to the value of that game multiplied by the seed. So if a 3 seed wins the first game, that's 3 points. If a 1 seed wins the first game, that's 1 point. And that multiplier will carry through for the entire tournament. So a 3 seed that wins a game that's worth 8 points will score a total of 24 points. So a little bit of that risk reward for taking those lower seeds to sort of try and balance us from just picking the top 16 teams and going for it.
For the record, real quick clarification. I feel like we didn't discuss this on text. Does your seed times the round add up? So, for instance, like if you're picking an 8 seed to get to the Sweet 16, do you get 8 times 1 and then 8 times 2, or just 8 times 2? What do we
Just 8 times 2.
times
So
8? Just
you
to
just
clarify.
score it by round. So
Great.
score the first round, score the second round,
Okay.
score the third round.
Perfect. So incentivization to definitely win it all and get the actual champion, but also like incentive to choose some lower seeds that can make some damage for sure. So you can get that multiplier up. So here we go. I'm gonna share my screen here. Got a little random list randomizer. Y'all can see my screen here. Okay. So here it is. Just put it in alphabetical order here, which doesn't matter at all. We're going to hit randomize, and that will be our order from here, and we'll roll into our snake draft. Okay. I have the first pick. Keenan, you got the 4th. Sorry about that.
Boo!
But maybe it'll also be a blessing in disguise. So I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to get the first pick. I'm not sure it's actually advantageous, to be honest with you. I think it might be kind of the worst pick, if anything. But that might just be me actually secretly manipulating this random generator. Okay, so it goes me, Austin, Alex, Keenan. I'll stop sharing here. And I guess that's fun for me. I do know who I will be selecting. And I'm not gonna spend too long on this. I'm picking Houston. I think I'm gonna go with Houston based on just the otherworldly defense this year. And because I think, yes, we've talked about teams needing a specific guy in the tournament, and I get that. That's true oftentimes. But they have a bunch of good guys, and they do have their guys, Jamal Shed, who, yes, like I get it. Oklahoma game, not that impressive, but hit a game winner. He's been cooking. They got the pieces to do it. I also just feel like Sampson's going to break through. And if there's any year for people to continue to respect Houston, it's the year that they join the Big 12 and just dominate it. So there was no question about it. If I got the first pick, I was taking them.
I'll keep it short and simple. UConn. I think that they're great last year. They'll be great this year. The metrics finally respect them this year after severely underseeding them last year. They have 3 losses to um, some really good teams who'll be in the tourney. Except for Seton Hall, I guess. But there's no reason for me not to pick them because I want to pick Purdue. So
Okay.
Well, I guess that leaves me with Purdue.
I gotta say, is he just not gonna take it?
No, I have to. They're going to be on a revenge tour. I'm feeling it. And Matt Painter's never made a Final Four. And I think he is one of the best coaches in the country. I think their Ken Palm right now is looking at the #1 offense in the country. I think they're a lot more than Zach Edey. I mean, of course, he changes the way they play, but they're guards, and they have the transfer from Southern Illinois. Do you know his name?
Is
I don't.
that, are you talking, is he starter?
Yeah.
I believe
Lance
so.
Jones?
Lance Jones, yeah. I think he's been really impressive this year. I think he's really added something to their perimeter. Of course, Lawyer and Smith are solid. They're older. Yeah, they're not going to lose in the first round, and I'll take that again. But yeah, I mean it's all based on matchups, but I think Painter's going to be on a mission, and his players are going to be on a mission to get him there to the Final Four.
If you like trends, the last time a 1 seed lost to a 16, they won the tournament.
That's
and
true.
Virginia, right? The only time, right?
And
Small-
if you also like
super
if you
small
also like
sample
trends, Austin, typically the championship curse has been reigning for many different years and the previous champion, but it's a different team. It doesn't matter. This year's UConn is way more dominant than any previous champion has been. Sorry, Keenan. Got the hard spot, but go ahead.
No, this is great. This is
Back picks.
exactly where I wanted to be. Actually may go out of order here, and I think I say it in this order because I feel this highly of this team. I'm going with North Carolina first, and
Good.
I think they're legit. And obviously, I feel like their momentum, obviously beating Duke back to back. I honestly think they'll probably go on to win the ACC championship, and I honestly think it'll be against Duke again. I think they'll actually sweep Duke. So then it's between Creighton and Tennessee for me, and I just think really highly of Tennessee right now. I think they're also really hot, and I think this is the most well-rounded Tennessee team that they've had in years. Can they get over the hump of making it to the Final Four? To be determined, but in this little bracket that we're doing here, if they make it to the Elite Eight, I think that's a success, and I think they're definitely an Elite Eight team with the depth, the seniority, and the guards that they have. I think all around they're a really solid team.
Those are good picks, by the way. Just to let you know that I approve of them.
Thank you. Thank you. Creighton. I also think the world of Creighton. I think Creighton is legit, but I think UNC and
they're not going to get back to me, sadly. They're not going to get back to me.
You're right. They're not going to. I'm so glad you picked Tennessee because I wasn't going to pick them. So, but you never know. I just don't have a lot of faith in what Barnes does in the postseason. But Creighton, yeah, I mean, I've been a Kalkbrenner fan for a couple years, and I think Baylor Shireman's really hitting his stride. What he did at South Dakota State was unreal. Kind of had a little bit of a slump last year, but they had a good perimeter last year. I mean, what were they? One shot from going to the final Elite Eight something last year?
Yeah, did they lose on free throws?
Final Four, yeah. Final Four.
They lose on free throws?
They were in the Final Four last year.
No, they lost to San Diego.
SDSU.
Oh.
Did they lose on free throws?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's miserable. But it happens.
But, I think because they lost Nembhard, right?
Yeah.
And lost Arthur Kaluma.
Yeah.
I mean, there was expected.
And they got better.
Exactly. There was expected to be a little bit of a downfall, but yeah, Kalkbrenner and Baylor Shireman are gonna. I mean, they could get to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Nembhard good.
Go ahead. Sorry,
Nembhard good, Kaluma bad. Sorry, that's all I had to say on that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm a big Shireman fan. His sister worked at Wild Spark when I worked there. Jessa, beast, you're not listening to this, but your brother's a stud. So
you should send it to her.
That's exactly right.
Austin.
What's
gonna do, man? I'm so nervous. I'm about to all my plans for round 2 are about to be out the window.
I would go Iowa State out of the Big 12 for no other reason than they typically can win a couple of games, and I'll take them to win a couple of games.
Austin, let me give you a fun fact.
Oh boy, yeah.
You know the last time a team ranked 78 in Ken Palm adjusted offensive efficiency made the Final Four?
I assume not a long time ago.
Never.
Sticking to your guns.
Look, my #1 draft pick was the team that would be a repeat champion for the first time since 07-08. My second overall pick is a team that probably should not make the Final Four according to metrics. So Clearly, I'm the one who should be an analyst, based on those two numbers alone. So, I don't know. I just, the spot here at 7 is interesting because I really think there's 7 really good teams in this tournament, and we named all 7 of them before it was on the board. And so you're sort of looking at what's on the board in terms of seed value plus who you think can make a run. The Big 12 is really good, and I think Iowa State is one of those teams that I don't think people are super high on, but I like them a lot. So
No, I respect it. I respect it specifically because you didn't take any of the ones that I was going to get. I am going to pick, even though like I talked so much trash about this team, I'm still going to pick them, just because I can't leave them on the board. I'm picking Kentucky. And here's the deal, like this is a boomer bust type pick. Like everybody knows that. Like if they just get to the Sweet 16, like that's a solid whatever season, whatnot. I just feel like that's the one result that won't happen. That's my prediction. My prediction is that the Sweet 16 is the one result that will not happen. They either lose in the first weekend or they make at least the Elite Eight. That's my prediction.
Let me ask you a question. Does a Sweet 16 appearance for the Wildcats, do you think that satisfies them and their high expectations?
No.
Cal may be gone regardless.
I just don't think that result will happen. That's my take. That result does not happen. It's either Elite Eight at least, or it's losing the first weekend. That's it. Like that. That's it for me. Now with that being said, like it could happen, but I just don't think that I don't know. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
They have to get better play out of their freshmen. I know Reed Shepherd's been amazing, but I think the freshmen have to play better for them to make a deep run.
It's just they literally can just win a game at the very end if they're down 10 with 2 minutes to go. They could win it still.
Has Wagner been hurt, or is he just? I just haven't heard a lot about him.
I hadn't heard about him as much, but I feel like the cool thing about them is it's always next man up. Because I mean, people love to talk about Dillingham, and like he's not even the leading scorer at all. Like it's Antonio Reeves. So like if Dillingham's not playing well, Antonio Reeves. Well, if not him, then DJ Wagner, Reed Shepherd. If not, and there was that other dude too.
West Virginia.
Yeah, his name's leaving my mind at this point, but off the bench, just like there was a game where he went like 9 for 9. So I'm gonna go with them. By the way, two teams on the board from the 2 seed line still are gonna be Marquette and Arizona. And I'm wondering, like, is it stupid? And I think it might be a little stupid not to pick one of them. Even though I don't like either option. Am I gonna pick 2 teams that I trash talk so much? That's the question. Because I would have trash talked both of those teams, Arizona and Marquette. Marquette for having Shaka, Arizona for having Caleb Love, even though he's been way better this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Arizona. Yeah, I am. I've literally trash talked them forever, and then like Caleb Love keeps proving me wrong, and like keeps being efficient, and like keeps averaging more assists than he has, and keeps shooting the ball better than he has. And I know the Pac-12 is terrible, but like at some point, like they can get. I don't know. It might end up being a terrible pick, but I just have better faith that they can get some good matchups and get to like the Elite Eight than some of the other teams where like Marquette, I could see the Marquette being the team that's like, oh no, Marquette just lost to a 15 seed. Dang it. Even though I know they are really good and have beaten some really good teams by a lot. I'll put my faith in Caleb Love and watch him break my heart in his hands, but that's what I'll do.
Well, does Tyler Kolek, is that his name?
Yeah, he'll be back for the tournament.
You think okay. That's big.
I do. I know he's insane. I'm just like
Graham better hope
I
he
do Shaka. I can't.
So,
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, I'm thankful you took one of those two because Arizona burned me last year. They were my champion, lost first round. And Marquette also burned me. So I will not take either of them. I'm gonna go kind of crazy here. For a team that's top 10 in both Ken Palm and the net, to see them sitting here at the 4 on Bracket Matrix's bracket, I'm gonna go Auburn. Just because I think that's at a 4, there's value there. They might not go deep, but to me, when you have a team that's, I'm looking at it right here, right now, they're 4th in Ken Palm overall, 6th in the net, and they're supposed to be a 4 right now.
Yeah.
Someone's lying.
It's a value pick.
With the net or whether it's the bracket. So we'll see. You look at UConn last year, they were sort of in the same situation, not to say Auburn's UConn, but at some point the metrics had to be right? So
Are they one of the most slept on teams right now? Or are they not?
one of the most slept on teams. I mean, they play a classic, Auburn basketball game where they'll beat you or they'll lose, and there's really no in between. That sounds stupid to say, but look at their record. They're 1-7 in Q1. Not great, but they're also 24-7. So they've only lost in Q1, and they've beat people outside of it pretty handily.
Yeah. So are you a guards win in March guy or not really?
For the most part, yeah. To be honest, I've watched almost negative basketball this year. And that's probably being exposed right now. But
No. Sometimes the less you know, the better in these situations.
Underrated guard in the country, Hunter Sallis from Wake Forest. Heavily biased, don't care. Dude plays ball. So
I thought you were going to say somebody on Auburn, and I was like,
no,
don't say Katie Johnson.
No. Alex, it's yours whenever you're ready.
Anybody know where I'm going? Anybody got any idea? This is gonna stir up something.
Is it going to be a 5 or lower?
No.
Okay.
It's just something we disagree on.
I really, really
Me and
hope
you disagree on it.
you said BYU. I don't think you will.
I will never believe in BYU as long as I'm here. Don't ever think.
I guess you might just be taking the next best available.
Okay. Alabama.
Oh yeah, I would never agree with that pick.
I know, but
I'm so glad you took that.
you're right. I believe in the Tide.
Why?
Okay. They have 3 senior guards. A lot of experience. This is Aaron Estrada's time to prove that, why he has all the hype or whatever that he had in the preseason. I think Grant Nelson is going to be elite, and I think Mark Sears is going to do some good things. But they don't have good, I mean, they have really good metrics, but they don't have good losses, like as far as like margins and stuff. But I don't know. I think Oates is going to break through this year when he's not expected to, and
head out after the season.
Headed to Louisville, baby. No, but yep, I'm going with Bama because I knew none of you would pick them. So
no, we wouldn't.
You could have waited to the last round.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked them in the entire situation.
I might have picked them, but
they get hot. It's hard. It's hard to guard.
All right.
Hard to guard, when you don't have a lot of time to prepare in a round 2 game and an elite 8 game. It's hard to prepare for. They play so different.
I think it will come down to can Nelson not foul.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know that the answer is yes. I think the answer is no, but if the answer is yes, then you may be onto something. But all right, Keenan, back to back.
Okay.
Yeah. I kind of feel stupid not to pick Marquette, and they're on the board. But
or are you not going to do it?
I'm sorry.
Are you picking them right now?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm debating. I know who my next 2 picks are. Granted,
it doesn't matter.
Well, no, I know it doesn't matter. It may, depending on what I gauge y'all will pick, it may matter. My last pick, I don't think anybody will pick, but someone may come out of the blue and pick them. So the second one's probably gonna sting. I think I'm gonna go with Marquette just for the sake of competitiveness and trying to win. I do think that is the wise pick to try and win this.
Okay.
The next pick, and I'm not trying to be a homer, but
oh boy,
but I do think in the years past they've been seated high, expectations have been high, and they have underachieved per usual. And I actually think this year they're kind of flying under the radar, have been more solid, and have actually played really well late in the season. And that's Illinois. I actually think that they're actually a decent team.
Nah, yeah, that was smart.
Good pick.
That was
Good pick.
And I think at a 4 seed, I just don't see them losing at least in the first round or two. Are they a Final Four team? I don't think so, but I do think they have elite talent like Terrence Shannon and some dogs that are sneaky good. So I know they haven't been good, and they've flubbed in the postseason the last 2 or 3 years with some elite talent. But I do think like this is kind of the year. They've got Damascus, who's a transfer from Southern Illinois as well. That Southern Illinois team was legit last year. So I think that's my next pick.
Great pick. That was my next pick. So great pick. I agree with your analysis there, Keenan.
Okay. I think it's back to you, right, Alex?
Oh crap. Well, let me look at my list.
Gosh,
Are we doing 4 or 5?
We're doing 5. So Keenan's got one more.
oh, I got one more, and I hope I get it.
All right.
I gotta end this out. I wonder if Austin's gonna go for like a 12 just to try to do some craziness with the math.
Okay. Okay. I think I can't do that. Give me 1 second. This is causing some issues, man.
That's why you're wearing the purple.
Oh,
I'm going with Baylor.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Graham, you do not like Baylor, and I don't
Sorry.
know why.
Sorry.
I just think, like I said earlier, you take guards and you take a good coach, and was better than my other options at this point. So, yeah, I know they didn't look good against Texas Tech, and Texas Tech is so iffy. But they had won 4 in a row before that. They beat Kansas, they beat Texas, who was really hot. So maybe they get on a run in Kansas City, win a couple games, get their confidence up, get a good seed in the tournament, get some good matchups, and kind of make a deep run.
Big 12 is stacked this year. It's a great pick.
Yeah.
well, I have 2 teams on my mind here.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it to me.
I would like to take them both. I'm trying to figure out which one you will take.
Go with BYU. You've been hyping them up.
No, I'm not going with BYU. I think BYU can make a run. I don't have enough confidence to say that I picked the run. I think they're too streaky. I will not be a crazy person, but I will take Duke.
Oh.
I know, but I think the difference between Duke team last year and Duke team this year, and you can call me crazy and call me a TikTok fanboy if you want, but I watched most of the game against Wake Forest, and Jordan McCann is a difference maker. The way that he plays the game of basketball I love it, and I've fallen victim to the trap, and I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever euphemism you want to say. I don't know if they lost twice to UNC. I would like to have seen one of those be a win. There's some ugly losses in the Q2, but
Is that Arkansas loss? Is that a Q3 loss or Q2 loss?
that's still Q2, but it is slowly reaching towards that Q3.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great win for Bama, one of your teams this last week. So,
but I'll rock with Duke and hope my second team makes the tournament. So,
okay.
Somebody's got to be taking the Gales, right?
I won't be. So I don't know if that's the one he was going for.
Right.
I don't actually I haven't fully decided on my second team here. My first team is going to be an 8 seed. It is going to be Texas. I am going to go with them based on play as of recently. I really have been impressed with them. Keenan's a big proponent of just getting hot at the right time. I kind of feel like they're sort of getting hot at the right time, playing well. Do I believe in Rodney Terry? No, I don't. Do I believe in guys like Max Asmus, Dylan DeSue? Yeah, I actually do. And I've seen Max Asmus almost single-handedly defeat my own team, Arkansas, when we had to hold on to Oral Roberts. I know, that's kind of a mystery, beautiful thing. But I just feel like Texas has, well, also value pick, eight seed. Yes. Could they lose to a 9? Theoretically, yes, but that's going to be kind of my value pick here. The question is, I'm thinking about doing either a 7 or a 9 here as well, and just avoiding all of this 4 through 6 crap. I feel like, sorry, I feel like the sixes are terrible. Clemson, Washington State, Utah State, Wisconsin. That's an awful bunch right there. I don't know that I believe in the 5s. San Diego State, BYU, South Carolina, Nevada. They could be really good. The only other one that's left from 1st through 4 is Kansas. I'm not picking them. No chance I pick them with their turmoil that they're going through right now. So honestly,
Nevada's currently a 5
on that bracket matrix line. Now, obviously, this may be subject to change. We have to realize we're going with the actual seeds. Obviously got to pick a team that's for sure going to make it. Other one that does catch my eye is a 9 seed FAU. I won't be picking them though, just based on some other things. I'm looking at specifically the 7 seed line, which is unbelievable, by the way. Florida, Gonzaga, St. Mary's, Texas Tech. I don't know that this is what it's all going to be, but that's a really good 7 seed line. At least this is Lenardi's. I don't know what you're looking at. Awesome. This is Lenardi's.
Wow.
Who knows what will actually end up happening? I am going to pick. Man, it's between 2. I'm gonna pick. I think I'm gonna pick Florida. I think I'm gonna pick Florida. I was wanting to say Gonzaga. It just scares me a little bit after the last game, and also just I feel like St. Mary's is just the best team in the West Coast Conference. So if I'm gonna pick a West Coast team, I probably should just pick St. Mary's. I'm going with Florida. I think they have unbelievable guards. They also just rebound the ball like crazy, and I don't know. Todd Golden might not be like the best selection. I know he had all his, I don't know how he will do in March, but they've been impressive to me. The way they just spanked Bama, I thought that was awesome, and they should have beat Bama on the road as well. And again, high value pick. They probably will be around a 7 seed there, and I don't think a 10 seed is going to knock them off first round. So that's my 5 is solidified: Houston, Kentucky, Arizona, Texas, Florida. Austin.
Gonzaga was my pick.
Wow. Okay, he did it.
So I was shaking when you said them.
It was between Florida and Gonzaga. Yeah.
I do actually think St. Mary's is the better team in the WCC. But I like few. And Gonzaga just as a roster, you look at their last games, they've like lost 3 games in a long time and about a total of 10 points. They turned 2 or 3 of those games around. They're looking at maybe being a 4 or 5 seed. So out of 7, I'll take the value and will shoot myself in the foot when I overanalyze this whole thing. And I'm okay with that.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. 10 minutes left, but we got time.
All right. I'm going to throw a wrench in all of this. I'm going with the Bulldogs from Des Moines, Iowa, and picking Drake.
Wow.
I got to watch them in person for 2 games this weekend, and man, the way Tucker DeVries, they're going to beat somebody in this tournament. I think they're going to come with a vengeance too. They think they should have beat Miami last year, and they did. They came up short, but yeah, I'm going with Drake. They got a lot of good role players. I think Darnell Brody in the middle, huge dude. I mean, I think he's like 6'10", 300 pounds. If you can't match up with him, it's going to be tough. He moves well in the open court, but I think Tucker leads him to at least a round of 32, possibly a Sweet 16.
I like the pick. I like it a lot. Missouri Valley's good this year.
Very good, yeah.
Last pick of the litter here, Keenan. You get all of them.
Golly, so many great options out there. I'm going kind of near Alex here and a little out there. Going Michigan State. I think.
Wow. Crazy pick.
Yeah, buddy. Gosh, I just think.
I love it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I have a ton of data on why I picked them. I think Big Ten, I think they have some. I think they have great upside. I think they've had great upside all year long, and they have great talent. It's just like somehow they haven't been able to put it together. It's like a classic Izzo team, and I don't know. I just like that 10-7 matchup is always a toss up in my opinion. I just feel like that's a bad matchup for a 7 seed. In particular, if Michigan State got paired up with a TCU or something or Texas Tech, like I just think Michigan State would have a chance of pulling that. And obviously, as a 10 seed in this game is valuable.
Hey, you don't need data. You have 2 words, and that's Tom Izzo.
Keenan,
Oh,
What did he do last year? What did he do last year? They beat Marquette. Go to
Yeah.
Sweet 16.
That's true. Keenan, I will throw you the data because I think you do want it. Michigan State 19th overall in KenPom, 24th overall in the net. If you average those two together, they should be a 6 seed according to those two metrics, and they're currently projected to be around that 9-10 range as you mentioned. So if I had one more round, that's probably where I was going if you didn't take him. So I'm kind of jealous of you, but
I thought that's where Alex was going. Not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna stay Michigan State when he was
Hey,
going.
I thought about it.
they play tonight, don't they? Against Minnesota?
They may.
I think so. I believe
Like
so.
30
Shout
minutes?
out Penn State versus Michigan tonight. Penn State's gonna get the dub.
Yeah, and they're gonna lose tomorrow.
Honestly, I may if we can do a last minute sub if Penn State makes a tournament, I'm picking them. No, I'm just kidding.
So can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we got here's our champs picks. We'll put them right here. Here it is, man. You got the pods here. Me, Houston, Kentucky, Arizona, Texas, Florida, Austin, UConn, Iowa State, Auburn, Duke, Gonzaga, Alex, Purdue, Creighton, Bama, Baylor, Drake. Oh, it just updated. I just added the fifth team multiple times. And then Keenan, UNC, Tennessee, Marquette, Illinois, Michigan State. Just looking at these, I don't really feel like that great about mine. I do. I mean, it'll be fun, but I'm not gonna lie. Like just eye test wise, I'm looking at Alex's team, and I'm like, that I could just see those all being in the Elite Eight somehow. But I don't know. We'll see.
I'm surprised none of y'all. I mean, I know we only had 5 picks, but like a James Madison as an 11 could possibly make a run to an Elite Eight, Sweet 16. I've seen that in several simulations. I think it's what's the Evan Maya that runs the 100 simulations.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. There may be some other dark horses. I mean, San Diego State is so hard to play against. I know it's not likely that they make another run like they did, but they are like they just beat you up. And that's hard for teams and that are used to playing, in this high flying offensive era.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I'll stop share for this. Here's some, well, I guess we can obviously just add in the notable didn't pick teams. Kansas. I don't think anybody's really feeling good about them right now. It'd be hilarious though if they got healthy and just started going on a tear. Bill Self is like an amazing coach, and so it could happen in theory. Nobody picked a 5 seed. San Diego State, BYU, South Carolina, Nevada. Now, to be fair, who knows what the actual seeds will be. Nobody picked a 6 seed. Clemson, Washington State, Utah State, Wisconsin. Again, that's a terrible seed line. That's 6 seeds.
How is Wisconsin on the 6 seed line?
By the way, if those are the actual 6 seeds, the 11 seeds are liable to just rip them to shreds.
The Washington.
Ready. Yeah. The Washington State, is that what you're going to talk about?
Yeah. No big deal. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying I could see the 11 seeds ripping them to shreds, which already happens most years anyways. And they're not doing any favors. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll be fun. At the end of the day, I think that it's just classic. 11 seeds do very well typically. And so we'll be interested to see kind of who actually gets the 11 seed. I guess the one thing that is true. Well, by the way, oh yeah. What is Drake's a 10 right now? Is that what they are in Lenardi's?
Yeah.
They were in Lenardi. I don't know if they actually will end up being a 10, but that's still great.
Did you say Drake?
Yeah.
I was thinking 12.
Well, they're on 10 for this one, but
I showed Drake who's an 11 over here.
okay. I could see them being 11, which would be amazing. They actually match up with those 6s. Man, boys, this was great. This is gonna be very fun to track. It's a nice little added surprise to the actual bracket. So I think it'll be fun. I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about it. It'll be hilarious, nonetheless. So I feel like it'll be a dominant performance by whoever actually just gets the champ. Be hilarious if somehow Kansas was the champ. None of us picked them, but yeah, I can't.
You know what would be really funny? Somehow Arkansas and Memphis won their conference tournaments and ended up in this bracket.
Tell you what, man, I couldn't like. I know people maybe are feeling weirdly about him. People love Muss. They love Musselman. If he wins the SEC tournament, I don't know that they could love him anymore. Like it'll be a love that cannot surpass anything. I mean,
Like that honestly might be more of an accomplishment than reaching a Final Four in a normal year.
yeah,
Like he's got to play 5-5. There's no way. No
got to
way.
beat South Carolina, Auburn, probably Tennessee, probably like Kentucky.
Yeah. And Vandy. And Vandy.
And Vandy, we might lose tonight. That's where Hank is anyways. He's at that game. That's why he's not
Really?
playing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Down 2 early, 15 minutes left first quarter. Not looking good.
I'm sweating. I don't mean, man, I don't even know. It'd be a great cherry on top if somehow we did that, but I'm not expecting anything fun.
I read an article this morning that apparently someone from Muss's camp has reached out to the Louisville job.
Hey, head
So,
on out. Bring in Bucky. Head on out. Bring in Bucky.
you know that wouldn't happen.
Probably not. But I'll take Jerome Tang though.
You're right, but I don't know if that happened either.
It's a good job, man. I don't know what people see it as, but it's a good job. It's a good job. It got good history. Got a national title.
Yeah, but Muss came from the Mountain West, so I feel like that's an applicable jump.
Sure.
You know,
There's so many good Mountain West teams.
Yeah.
I know we won't get Dutch or whatever his name, SDSU, but
He'll never leave.
we'll see.
Shrewsbury should have never left Penn State.
Hey,
Yeah, what a bum, man.
I don't know. I think in a couple years, I think he's going to be really good.
I'm biased. Going to Notre Dame is a great school, and you're playing in Indiana, have a rich tradition. There's more money in NIL dollars there than Penn State will ever have.
Do you think Rhodes is going to end up being pretty good?
Yeah, we have a top 25 recruiting class for next season. When has Penn State ever been top 25 in basketball recruiting?
It is about to be time. I think it's like last minute. Signing off. Beautiful. It's been real. We'll check back with you guys later.
All right. See y'all.